What's up, everybody? It's your guy, William Fry. And here is installment number 3 on the video series of how to survive an encounter with law enforcement while being a person of color. Black, Hispanic, it's all the same as far as most law enforcement goes. Their opinion is that we don't belong here anyways. So, my process when I get pulled over, I said I'll probably attach some clips when I actually do the editing of this video. I don't edit a whole lot, but I'll probably find a few clips from the dash cams or in the computer a little bit later, whenever I do that in the next couple of days. My process is pretty much the same process as stated in video number 1 about parents having to talk with their kids. Process is the exact same, except for I don't keep proof of insurance in the car. It's on my phone. I do have a dash cam that does front, rear, interior. It also records audio. It is hardwired into the vehicle, attached directly to the battery. When I do get pulled over, I do turn the vehicle off. I push that button to turn the accessories back on and make sure that camera is recording. Of course, I don't call my mama and say, hey, I just got pulled over. I'm my own advocate there, and it's up to me to recognize if the encounter is going south and being able to counter that in whatever way I feel is necessary. So that's regardless, So that's regardless if, I need to ask for a supervisor and tell the cop that, hey, we're just going to hang out right here until a supervisor gets here. So, or if I have to, if my phone's right there, I might say, hey, Google, call. I don't want to say too much more because I can see my the other phone here reacting to my hey Google, so it's trying to listen to me and do what I tell it to do, and I don't want it to do that right now. So, but anyways, if you feel that you need to do that mid encounter, then do it. Once again, this is your life that you're dealing with, and being that if the encounter is going south, that might need to happen. You might need to say, hey, Google, call so-and-so. And if you know where you're at, your phone can pull it up. You don't have to be looking at your phone, none of that stuff. And, your phone will call dispatch for you. And you say, hey, I just got pulled over at so-and-so by, whoever, and I need a supervisor to this area as soon as possible, and get a supervisor dispatched. So, and that's, like I said, that's if you during your interaction, you feel that it's going south. Now, what has led up to this point? What do I do every time? I'm in a truck right now, so there's no tinted windows in the truck. I mean, there's a little bit tinted windows, but there's not very tinted in the truck. So I wouldn't have to do it on this vehicle, but in my car, I've got limo tint. It's tinted all the way around, not the windshield. I just don't trust it. And like I said, I already get pulled over too much just for random crap. I don't want to have the front windshield tinted also and just give them another reason to mess with me. So in the car, I've got limo tint. So you can't see inside at all from outside. So a couple of things that I do: you get pulled over, signal to the right, get over there as soon as you can, whenever it's safe, of course. You're going to go ahead and pull off to the right, preferably somewhere has traffic. By traffic, I mean people that can see what's going on. And looks like my phone just lost tracking. All right, so we're back. So yeah, pull over As soon as it's safe, somewhere where it's visible, where you're visible, whether it's by foot traffic or traffic, side of the freeway or whatever. Um, and, as soon as it's safe, once you do that, cars in park, you want to get your registration, get your insurance, get your driver's license, put it on a center console, put it on a dashboard, put it somewhere where it's easy to get to. Cars in park, your parking brakes on, your accessory is on, because once again, I have it. I would really implore everybody, white, black, or other, to get a dash cam for your vehicle that records front, back, and interior with audio, and hardwire it. I cannot say that enough. Hardwire it into your vehicle. Connect it directly to the battery, so when you have your car on accessory, that camera is running. So what I do, once again, in a car, I roll the windows all down. I mean, they're tinted, you can't see through them. So I roll them all down, all the way down. I've got what they need right on the dashboard or on the center console. So when they walk up, first thing they should be doing is introducing themselves. Hey, I'm Officer So-and-so. I pulled you over for so-and-so. Do you have your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance? That's standard. That's standard. Anything outside of that, you may be dealing with somebody that's got some other issues. So you just want to be alert. You just want to be aware of that. And you have those. Me personally, I ain't got time to be messing around and arguing and all. I don't do that. I don't have time. I value my time too much to give them a hard time because they're being buttholes. They want to be a butthole? Cool. Get me a supervisor. In the meantime, here's the shit you need to write a ticket. I don't say that. I say, here's my license, my driver's license, registration, insurance. Give it to them. And I go back to making sure that my interior dash cam can see me. And can, of course, I'm assuming it can hear the interaction. And they're going to either say thank you and head back to their vehicle to do a wants and warrants check and to write out the ticket. Excuse me. Or they're going to hang out and they're going to try to figure out some reason to mess with you. After you give them that information, if they don't walk back to the car, then you should probably be on alert. See what they're doing. What's their holdup? They've got everything they need to write you a ticket. That doesn't mean argue. That doesn't mean anything like that. Look at them. Okay, do you need anything else? Yes or no? I mean, chances are, if you've done everything that you need to do at this point, the windows are down, you're not being a butthole, you got all the stuff ready, car's off, you've pulled over somewhere safe where not only you're safe, but he can pull you over and be in a safe spot. You didn't take another 4 or 5 miles to actually pull over. If you saw those lights and you're like, oh crap, and you signaled and went ahead and did your lane changes, got over where it's safe, and he pulls over behind you, somewhere where it's safe, and he ain't got to worry about his car getting hit from the back on the side of the road or whatever it might be, and you're safe, and he's hovering there, then there might be something else going on. But chances are, if you've done everything up to this point that I said to do, he's going to hand that crap over to you, tell you that he appreciates you making it easy, tell you to slow down, do your lane change, or whatever it might be, and let you go. Why? Because you looked out for you, and in the process, you also looked out for him. And he knows that. He knows that right there, looks like my phone is losing tracking again, but he knows that right there was an act of ensuring that not only you're safe, but he's safe. And most cops are going to appreciate that. No, it's not your job to keep himself. It's your job to keep yourself safe. And in keeping yourself safe, if you're thinking about it and he's behind you, you're also by default going to be safe, going to make him safe too. Typically, they're going to appreciate that. They're going to give you a warning, tell you why he pulled you over, and say, don't do that again. And, just have a good day and give your stuff back and move on. Most of them are going to heck, I've been clocked at 38 over posted speed limit on the freeway, not in housing or anything like that. And that exact scenario played out. Guess what? I appreciate that. That was in Oregon, actually. And apparently they've got very slow speed limits out there in Oregon, which I didn't realize, but I know I was speeding, but, I didn't realize that they were that low. That's low to me. I'm from California, and, I drive the 10 and 40 and 80 across country quite often, and I didn't know. So, but yes, I got pulled over doing 38 over the speed limit. Even when the cop got behind me, I was doing 23 over the speed limit. And he was wondering why I was doing 23 over the speed limit. And he was right behind me the whole time. Yeah, I mean, what could I say? Hell, I didn't know. But I went through that process I just talked about. I appreciate it. Because once again, in the car, I wasn't in a truck. I was in the car. Windows tinted, straight through. You can't see. This was at probably 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. And, sun was out, beautiful day. And he couldn't see through those windows. Did everything, pulled off to the right of the freeway. Windows all down, car off, accessories on. Had all my paperwork right there. He didn't even take it to the back. He did ask me why I was going 23 when I got behind him. Let me know he had clocked me at 38 over. And then, I saw him behind me. But, I really thought I was doing 20 over the speed limit, or 3 over the speed limit. I didn't realize it was 23. But yeah, he saw that everything was cool, and here's your license registration back. My insurance was, of course, on my phone. I don't keep the insurance in the car. And said drive safe, and just reminded me that the speed limit in Oregon is not the speed limit in Texas or anywhere else. So just a heads up on that right there. That's just for us folks that don't want to be bothered with any of the nonsense and want to minimize the chances of just a really bad encounter. We want to minimize that as much as possible. So, next one will be, I'm going to do one more on this series for now anyways. And that'll be for those of us that have, I call it driving dirty. So what's driving dirty? Driving dirty is, your license is suspended, or, you don't have a driver's license. You might not have insurance. Registration might be expired. Whatever it is, you are not 100% up to the requirements of the law to be on that road. And you're there anyways, because, you might be going to work. There's stuff that we all need to do. And public transportation is not always an option. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You got to get to work. You got whatever. You got to pay bills. You got to take care of your kid. Whatever it might be. There are extenuating circumstances, in my opinion, where you got to do what you got to do. You just might not. You just might not have all your stuff that you're supposed to have, but you need to be on the road. I'm not going to condone it, because I did get hit by a drunk driver last year. Hit me head on, with no insurance at that. It's a whole different story. But The next video in this series will be geared towards the drivers that are driving dirty and have that kind of interaction with law enforcement while not having something. And see you later.